I got involved at camp in 2017. I was going to Faith Academy at the time, and I had received a scholarship to go to the leadership training program, and I was kind of hesitant at first, and then my twin kind of forced me to do it. And after my LTP year, I just haven't looked back. I felt called to camp back in 2020 when they brought me on full time, and I just see like every single summer how God is changing lives of our staff, of the summer team, and of campers, and I just see the way that he's trying to work. And when you see God work, you wanna get on board with what he's doing. And so I feel like that's probably the biggest reason, being able to see God work. My favorite memory at camp has to be from my LTP year. This memory like shaped the way I do camp ministry. We had a speaker, big guy, huge guy. He was in a wheelchair. He had a genetic deficiency that his arms didn't grow. And just a really nice guy, loud voice, big laugh. And he was our camp speaker that week. And he wasn't supposed to be. He was a last minute guy they brought in. And the week starts off, and he just says to all of the students, all the campers, you can understand this. And he just so plainly lays out the scriptures to kids and talks about creation and sin and salvation and a bunch of other topics that I didn't think you could talk about at camp. And it just got to Thursday night, and this guy had been going like speaking for an hour every single day, right? Over time, but like kids were engaged, so like who cares? And Thursday night comes. It was my first time ever leading worship at camp. They decided to let us do it as LTP students. And he goes up and he just plainly lays out the passion narrative in the Gospels. And never have I seen since the kind of response to the gospel than I did that day. I saw like Stoker boys, 14 to 15-year-old boys, weeping at the fact of their sin and wanting to give their lives to Jesus. And it was just everybody was so captured by the story of the gospel from beginning to end. And sometimes people are like, oh well, Thursdays just get emotional. Of course they did that. The proof was in the pudding, though. We had a kid come back the next week, and this kid, the week that this guy was speaking, was the worst. Like, I did not like this guy. He was swearing at staff. He brought smokes to camp. Like, he was just the worst. He was in paintball, so of course he was rough. It was terrible. And he comes back the next week, and man is like apologizing to the staff members. He's like every free moment reading his Bible. He is like engaged in Bible study, like just a complete 180 for this kid. And I'm like, that's God. And that is the biggest memory that sticks out to me. Probably the reason why I came back in 2018. Seeing how powerfully God moved in a clear expression of the gospel. Like, coming from a background of I'm always around the church was like, whoa, like that's huge. That's completely different than anything I ever experienced. And yeah, like my life has been changed. It's my favorite memory from camp. It's like my favorite story to share. Yeah.